Good afternoon, and all. This is Yasin Raju. And as far as our operational research subject is concerned, in the previous classes, as per the linear programming techniques in the case of this operational research, we have been discussed the concept of northwest corner method as the least need to develop the basic feasible solution for a balanced transportation problem after converting from the non-balancing strategy to the balanced strategy. It takes place of involving three different technologies or three different methodologies. That is, first one northwest corner method, second one it is the minimum cost method, and the third one is whole gel method. So for any kind of the balancing conditions of the problem, out of these three different concepts, in need to satisfy with respect to the basic feasible solution, the condition that need to be satisfied as per the linear programming technique, it is x comma y is definitely greater than 0, equal to 0. When the equation has been got in contact with respect to the equation condition, simultaneously the basic phenomena or basic concept as per the linear programming strategy, it is x comma y as per the constraints when you have been taken in the form of a polynomial equation for solving the unknowns, or indeed to find out the concerned values as per the given constraints. We need to generate a condition, that is balanced condition or balanced transportation problem. So in due to generate this balanced condition, definitely we are having that among the given question we'll be having that unbalanced strategy of problem with respect to the constraints, and hence equal to 0 will not be getting satisfied as per the given constraints. Hence these constraints need to be taken to the null HS side and need to be characterized the given constraints, that is x comma y comma z and so on, whatever it may be depending upon the problem it is, and the basic condition it is x comma y so on, it should be definitely greater than 0. By taking the consideration by constraints of only two among the given problem, that is x comma y, because minimum two constraints need to be specified indeed to stabilize the problem from unbalanced condition to the balanced condition. This and all of the discussions has been gone in the previous classes also. Indeed to generate the basic concept here it is, indeed to generate this basic feasible solution, the linear programming condition, that is the point number one in the case of linear programming, need to be satisfied that the given constraints, that is x comma y, should be definitely greater than 0. There will not be any other concept of this less than 0, and equal to 0 concept also will not be balanced, leads to the balanced condition. So hence in this we are having three different methodologies: northwest corner method, minimum cost method, whole gel method. The first one it is northwest corner method. I have a look at the previous class that the given problem has been identified as per the geographical or this global directional systems. That is north side direction has been considered here, south, east, and west. So northwest considerations. So hence each and every constraints here for the row number one, row number two, row number three, there will be four different substations, that is columns. That is nothing but the demand, the values of demand over here and the values of supply here. Indeed to compensate with respect to the demand among the given inputs, that is nothing but source points, and at different stations it need to be compensated by splitting the values from the source points. to the different demand points, so that the problem has been solved in such a way that the constraints, as per the constraints given, that x here and concept of only phi of x here, and initially phi value 2 has been splitted to here because the basic initial condition it is 2, and if the 2 has been satisfied among this 5, we have been transferred these 2 units of supply as per the demand of the column number 1. Hence there will be a result of a 3 here that has been obtained here. In such a way, in the second constraint we are having 1 or 4 is the basic feasible solution need to be generated, and hence among these 3 almost existing is transferred to the second column. And in the third step, this in the need, as per the demand satisfaction, this has been transferred from the second row to second column, that is second column, second row, second column, here it is 1. And in such a way this 3 has been compensated, and based upon this the entire northwest corner method satisfies as per the ascent value condition, that is m plus n minus 1. Hence it will be getting satisfied, so that upon the satisfying of these demand or given constraints from the given source positions, the basic feasible solution will be getting obtained. So reaching of the output based upon the given input. So that we have been seen in the yesterday's class. In the present day, in the present class, we will be looking after this minimum cost method for indeed to generate this basic feasible solution. So it is also quite common with respect to the northwest corner method. Just will be um, matching with respect to this northwest corner method. Is a method that does not utilize the shipping cost. That is majorly shipping cost will not be considered in the case of this northwest corner method. As in the case of this minimum cost method, it will be involving, and to begin with this minimum cost method, have to find the variables at a smallest shipping cost, right from the first, from the northwest corner condition, that is first row, first column, and considering rows, how many number of rows need to be crossed out and how many has been assigned. So finding for that, finding the variable within smallest shipping cost, let it be of xij, will be assigning it to the large value, and for a minimum condition, here it is source and next destination diesel, right? As we have already seen in the northwest corner method, cross outing of this row I or column J and reducing this supply and demand of the non-crossed of rows and columns. And interchange, we have been interchanged depending upon the demand, we have been splitted the source units or production units to n number of cells. As this, the bifurcation has been done here. As this, we are having the source position in the first row, it is 5, and 2 has been transmitted to the first row, first column it is, and first row, second column it is, and first row, third column it is, and first row, fourth column. Simultaneously, second row, first column, second row, second column, second row, third column, second row, fourth cell, and third row, first cell, third row, second column, third row, third column, third row, fourth column. Simultaneously, this as per the demand that we have been given, as per the constraint in the given question, the two need to be get satisfied with respect to the first column entirely. This 5, from this 5 we have been splitted this at this source position, and 2 has been transferred. So likewise the crossed conditions, so unit cells has been crossed away from the source position to the northwest corner method, and based upon that, as per the given constraints, we are being equating the overall demands with respect to the supply. And if when the supply is being equal to the demand, then it is called balanced status of problem. If supply doesn't matches with respect to the demand, or else demand is very much less, or else supply is very much more, then in such a way also excess will be existing simultaneously. In the previous condition, as we have been discussed, a shortage will be getting existing. So both of these conditions need to be satisfied. Excess should be stored in the accumulating characterizations for further uses, and indeed for having delayed or shortage at the source points need to be compensated with an additional productions in the source point. So likewise, the non-crossed conditions of row and column value of xij will be noted down. Continuing the similar condition and getting the details for almost splitting the entire conditions with respect to the source point to the destination point. So we'll be having a detailed look in the similar problem with respect to this minimum cost method also. So here, a first point that has been clearly specified that among the northwest corner method, this initial conditions will not be getting, or initial cost will not be getting progressed, or will be omitted in the case of this northwest corner method. But here, in the case of balanced conditions, or next one is an minimum cost method. In this minimum cost method, we are being adding or continuing with respect to this method, or that is minimum values of xij are also being considered in the case of this condition. As considered in the same example, in D to generate the basic feasible solution, we are having a clear cut that we made the minimum cost. But here we are analyzing this minimum cost also as an input factor to the source positions. So that is nothing but a row 1 is the row 1 is having a capacity of producing 5 units, and row 2 it is having the capacity of producing 1 unit entirely, and simultaneously row 3 is having 3 units. So for the production, how much cost is being estimated at each and every unit, or at each and every place of the unit, will be considered a major characterizations. So hence, whether it has been a balanced or non-balanced, we need to verify. So when LHS is equal to the RHS, simultaneously we'll be considering as an that input or source units are being equated with respect to the destination. That is nothing but source or production is meeting with respect to the demand that is being existing. So let's have a calculation here, and we have already gone to the similar problem, that is same problem, that is 5 plus 1 plus 3, that is 9 here, and here 4 plus 2 plus 2 6 7 8 and plus 1 9, and hence the condition has is in the balanced condition. But here the criteria need to be followed in the case of a minimum cost method. It is, we will include the cost of basic due to generate basic feasible solution, will include the cost effective also. So nothing but how much basic cost or initial cost is being taking place at the unit number 1, that is row number 1 or unit number 1, to produce this 5 units or 5 kilowatt of power. Simultaneously 1 kilowatt of power in the row 2, simultaneously 3 kilowatt of power in the row 3. And at the supply points, there will be an different cost variations when compared with respect to the column number 1, column number 2, column number 3, and column number 4, as per the as per the distance as per the distance need to be transferred from the source position. The price fluctuations will be, or price is being varied. So here, as we have been considered, if the source position is existing over here, and this is the first row, first column, as we have discussed, first row, second column, and definitely first row, second column will be having a bit higher in the transportation cost when compared to the first row, first column. Simultaneously, first row, third column, here it is, first row, third column will be having a bit higher in the transportation of the power or supplying of this power other than these two. And simultaneously, fourth, first row, fourth column will be having the highest strategy of transportation expenses or but it has to be analyzed. So source position and the variation of costs are being analyzed by us. But how based upon the demand we need to be get analyzed. So here in the fourth column, row one, considering this row one and fourth column, and here we are having only the demand for entire the column. It is one, and this one is also very much sufficient from the unit power supply of this row 3. Instead of getting from the row 1 to the column number 4, it is very much less in the case of transportation by looking at this particular block diagram of row 3 column 4. So hence this one unit of power supply can be compensated based upon that. But as per the demand in the cases of previous conditions also, there is column number 1, column number 2, column number 3 also, whether the unit supplies which is being taking place at first unit, that is row 1 or row 2 and row 3, has been compensated earlierly when compared or when compared with respect to these two strategies or not. So first thing it is, there's a 5 will be compensated with respect to column number 1, column number 2. And additionally, there is a demand of getting from the unit number 3 indeed to satisfy with respect to column. But this is the second condition. So here two constraints has been achieved to us. First one it is in when where it has to be stored from source position to where it has to be transferred, nothing but the destination position. Second one it is destination position depending upon the rows and columns where the particular location is being existing based upon the demand, that is j conditions. So that is the second point need to be analyzed. Third one it is the cost effectiveness when compared from one unit to the another unit. For example, unit 1 is having the much more high production. Maybe you need to transfer from the first unit to the end cell, that is third row, fourth column, sorry, third row, yes, third row, fourth column, and definitely it will be having a bit high need to transfer because the wire cost also will be very much high that it will be utilizing for transferring of the power supply. So this plays a major important role in the case of this solvation process and simultaneously satisfying the demand conditions as per the given question with respect to the source unit of production, right? And by considering that again how to be balanced with respect to the our basic condition, that is m plus n minus 1, there's variables where is equal to the source position to the demand positions or variables, how many variables are that we are having, right? And hence we'll be having a basic physical solution whether the input of production cost is being balanced with respect to the transferring cost or any additional imbalanced strategy is having or not. So definitely that is input condition, or in the case of minimum cost method, input condition will be acting as an RHS strategy. Demand plays a primitive role here, and hence this RHS in the case of previous methodologies will be dedicated to the input, that is left hand side, because x and I are the variables or constraints that you have been taken, and definitely we are having, as per the linear programming conditions, x of I comma j conditions or strategies should be definitely greater than the 0, or after balancing this demand orientation needs to be increased, and hence LHS should be greater than 0. So we are considering this demand basis as an initial characterizations, and later we will be analyzing this source or production unit of offenses. Alright. So among this second one, among this we will be coming to an conclusion that x of ij is definitely greater than 0, because the transportation cost will be very much high when compared to the unit cost, because any of the company when related to it will be having a concept of earning profit. So input cost, when it has been equated with respect to the expense in conditions, definitely the demand at the demand point it will be greater than 0. We'll be having a simple example. For example, I need to purchase a mobile phone, and I have been purchased it for 15,000 rupees, and the input cost or manufacturing cost for the company it is of 10,000, and actually transportation, storage, etc., GST, etc., will be considering of an 12,000 rupees. And if you have been purchased for 15,000, then satisfying with respect to the demand considerations at different points, if the mobiles has been purchased with respect to the same company, so that is two, considering two constraints, that is 15 plus 15, that is 3,000, and hence it is non-balancing in condition, because the input cost is 12 plus 2, 12 plus 12, that is 24,000 for manufacturing of two different mobiles, but purchasing demand it is very much high, that is 2, and based upon this demand cost, that is 15 plus 50, 30,000, so 24,000 and 30,000, and have been subtracted it, we are having 6,000 of benefit to the company, and that need to be served for the different employees that are being working in the company. So here 6,000 is a negative representation will be getting attained when it has been considered with respect to the demand in the first step we have been considered. But here there is an controversy or exchanging characterization that we have been already discussed, that RHS terminology should be initiated to the LHS terminology, and LHS should be replaced to the this RHS terminology. There is nothing but hence the demand will be acting as a primitive role here, and the input cost, that is investment cost, manufacturing cost, and transportation costs simultaneously will be existing in the case of this RHS terminology here. And when this LHS, that is demand, is having, that is for example 30,000, as we have been discussed the mobile phones condition, 30 minus 24 will be raised to the 6, and definitely x of ij satisfies the linear programming equations. X of ij is definitely greater than 0, that is 6,000 is definitely greater than 0, and we have already have a note that it should not be equal to the 0, and hence 6,000 is definitely greater than 0. It satisfies the condition of this minimum cost method. So hence we can generate a basic feasible solution related to it. Okay. Next, we'll be looking after the next method. Moving on to the next methodology, there is Olgel method, and this is the third basic method utilized to transfer the non-balancing condition to the balancing condition of strategy, right? So at the initial, just we'll be having a minimal difference between these three different methodologies: Northwest methodology, minimum cost methodology, Olgel method. So in the case of this Northwest corner method, you are being omitted this expenses, nothing but the cost variables. In the case of second method, this minimum cost method, we are including the cost methodologies. But here in the case of this Volgel method, we'll be exercising with respect to a penalty row and column. Right? Analyzing the penalty, there is difference between the two smallest costs in the row and column. So what is the difference that are being existing will be identifying from the two different rows and the two different columns and need to be analyzed the source as per that demand is being satisfied or not. So how will be choosing this? We'll be having a detailed discussion in the case of this whole gel method. So we should have a basic clarity that in the Northwest Corner method we are excluding the any kinds of cost. There is no any cost effective here. Cost variables are being omitted in the case of Northwest Corner method, and in the case of this minimum cost method, we are including that cost variables. And in the case of this old gel method, we are including both the variables, that is cost variables, in the case of two different conditions, that is rows as well as the columns. And hence, rows and columns here leads to a signal, there is a signal that is for source, that is manufacturing facilities or unit production systems, as well as the demand strategies also to be equalized, right? And what are the difference that you are being having that will be identified, and the compensation will be done based upon this crossed out of row and column, and it changes the supply or demand depending upon this crossed out row and column, right? So similarly it will be equal to the northwest corner method. We'll be having an cell additively that recomputing of new penalties and repeating the procedure until only one uncrossed cell is remaining. Nothing but I will be having a detailed clear-cut vision by visualizing this, and the variables should be, that is nothing but supply or demand associated with the variables, and cross out of the variables row and column should be equalized. We'll be looking after this whole gel method as an example in the case of similar kind of problem or same problem as here. Just having looking at the problem, looking at the problem, having a supply constraints of 10 and 15 for the row 1 and row 2. Row 1 it is equated to the 10 of supply, and row 2 it is the 15 of the supply. As per the demand has been characterized, depending upon this the 25 units of supply, the demand is also having 15 5 5, that is 25. And we are having a constraint with respect to the whole shell method that upon repetition of the process, the crossed out of rows and columns need to be in an uncrossed conditions at only one procedure or only one column or one row, right? So that is our main model for commencing or for getting those kind of variables, cross out variables in the row and column. The strategy need to be followed will be identifying, that is a penalty method, that is row penalty, and even the column penalty. So just having a look out of this condition here once, comparing with respect to column number 2 and column number 1, we're having this initial column number 2 minus 1, 7 minus 6, that is a penalty of 1. And when compared with respect to the column number 3 and this column number 1, because less feasible numbers, and 80 is less than, sorry, 80 is greater than 78, hence we are considering this middle end of the value, that is 78 minus 15, and hence we are having a penalty of 63. When considered in the case of this column, so what will be the penalty? 15 minus 6, that is a 9, 9, and simultaneously 80 minus 7, 73, 78 minus 7, there is a 70. So in the step number 2, repetition of this will compensate this 5 units of supply when crossed out with respect to the demand of 5. Then the condition here it clearly specifies this 5 minus 5, it is completely is 0. 5 has been compensated in the case of this column number 2 with respect to the supply decrement of 5, and hence it has been compensated and we are crossing out this particular cell. Hence the demand has been satisfied with respect to the supply in this particular column, and hence there will be a 0 value. 5 minus 5 is a 0 value. And moving on to the similar condition, rest of the conditions when compared with respect to the column number 3, 8 minus 6, there is 2 units of penalty. 78 minus 15, there is 63, remains a constant. So whereas this column has been identified, similarly 15 minus 6, it is a 9, and 78 minus 8 is equal to 70. Moving on to the second one also, utilizing this similar 5 units of power supply to the second condition also leads to the zero of the demand, excess demand, and hence 5 in the crossing of this 5 leads to the zero of demand in the case of this column number 3 having this unity value, this zero value, and hence here there will not be any penalty because there is no any value remains in the case of the supply, and simultaneously in the second condition also as well. So simultaneously in the case of column number 1, column number 2, row number 1 and row number 2, and hence the penalty will be existing only in the case of this column number 1 with respect to this row 1 and row 2. 15 minus the 6, that is a 9, we are having the demand. So at most 15 need to be compensated and need to compensate this 15, we should have this penalty of 9. So this 15 will be compensated with respect to the existing demand, with respect to the existing demand, and the supply will be coinciding with respect to this 15, and simultaneously will be having a zero condition in the case of this methodology also. But when compared with respect to the non-balanced conditions, if 17 is having the demand in the case of this column number 1, and where need to be increased in the row number 1 or source or production number 1 and production number 2, it comes to the major constraint here, and that constraint need to be satisfied with respect to our I and J terminologies, and the repetition process need to be taken place and need to be identified only one, and whatever the balanced condition that is being obtained, balanced condition in the sense there is an additional penalty that is being obtained, this 9 particular units need to be compensated with respect to the 15 among the power supply. If at all it has been obtained in the case of minus significations, that is 6 minus 15, by interchanging the rows here, that is depending upon the demand at a different unit cells, that is 6 minus 15, that is equal to the minus 9, and hence here definitely need to be decreased in the case of storage or production, and that should be stored in a separate place for an readily supply, that is need to be readily supplied, and this is a condition we are having, hence can be satisfied with respect to the I and j variables, that is supply and demand variables. X of ij is greater than 0 definitely. All right, it's a conditions need to be applied in the case of this Volgel method for getting the basic feasible solution with respect to the linear programming condition. And major primitive rule with respect to northwest condition is m plus n minus 1 condition is equal to 0 will be satisfied, and the equation that has been opted with respect to the penalty considerations is in a balanced state. Hence, this balanced state of condition reaches the source is equal to the destination. Nothing but the production is equals to the demand. Hence, this problem can be solved. Right? So these are the three different methodologies which satisfies under this transportation methodology, which is a topic under the linear programming conditions. Right? Thank you. We'll be meeting in the next class.